Sponsor, Tile Warehouse, Warners Bay. Open 7 days for your convenience.
It's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Jacinta Lee with 2NURFM Hunter News. A diabetic man who disappeared from an Upper Hunter Valley property on Sunday has been found safe earlier this morning. Family members triggered the alert when 72-year-old Bob Bain went searching for a pony at 5:15 p.m. on a property at Flags Road, Gungle, and didn't return. Mr. Bain phoned 000 after 11 this morning and has since been taken to hospital. The Environment Protection Authority has found no evidence of harm to the environment at AGL's Walk Ivory pilot program. An investigation following the detection of BTEX chemicals in January has determined that no breaches occurred at the coal seam gas well, but a review of licence conditions may be necessary. EPA North Branch Director Gary Davey says new conditions are being added to AGL's monitoring and reporting.
As a consequence, we'll be issuing new conditions on their licence, which will require them to do additional monitoring of their flowback water and of their produced water to look at BTEX levels in those particular sources.
Newcastle City Council has received the green light to increase rates by $504 over the next 5 years. The Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal has approved the city's variation to go over the rate increase peg of 2.4%, bringing in an extra $283.6 million for council over the next 10 years. 5 consecutive increases of 8% over 5 years will produce the funds earmarked for financial sustainability, service and infrastructure improvement and capital expenditure. The April superstorm has left Port Stephens oyster farmers reeling with $6 million in damage. Farmers across the Hawkesbury River area are taking out loans to help with significant losses to crop and infrastructure, which could take 3 years to replace. Soldiers Point oyster farmer Robert Demar says the region will need some time to recover.
We've got to rebuild our stocks, and the quickest way we can do that is we're going to have to outlay a fair bit of money. It's really just going to be time. We just got to wait till they grow. This takes years. I can't see us being back to the stock levels that we had before. Oyster farming's a pretty hard business.
Bulga-Milbradale Progress Association will seek legal advice as recommendations to approve the Mount Thorley-Warkworth extension are referred to the Independent Planning Assessment Commission. Despite health and environmental concerns, the state has implemented a number of conditions to minimise harm to the area, proposing the potential $617 million in revenue and 1,300 jobs the project offers outweigh other concerns. Bulga-Milbradale Progress Association Vice President John Cray says the organisation must pursue the interests of the region.
It is not a decision that is welcomed by many people in this valley. Those who already suffer the impacts of the dust would not be welcoming this particular recommendation.
Lake Macquarie Council held a ceremony today for 86 new Australian citizens. The ceremony at Spears Point saw people from 24 different countries make their pledge to Australia. Mayor Jodie Harrison says it's an honour to be involved.
For many of the people today, becoming an Australian citizen will be one of the most memorable moments of their lives. And as Mayor, I love watching the joy on people's faces as they say the pledge to Australia. It's a very touching moment to share in people's lives.
In finance, the All Ords is down 12.7 points at 56.47 and $1 Australian dollar is buying 79.97 US cents. Now with sport, Sarah Giuliano.
Sport for our sponsor, NewcastleCheapestCars.com.au.
Newcastle Knights playmaker Beau Scott has been named in the Blues lineup for State of Origin 1. The Maitland Pickers have announced a new head coach for the remainder of the Newcastle Rugby League season. Former Maitland coach and premiership winner Trevor Ott will replace Noel Dent in the top spot for the first time since 2011. Dent has been forced to step aside due to an increasing workload but will remain involved in the club. In rugby, 5 members of the Hunter Rugby Union side have been selected to play for New South Wales Country, impressing scouts in the Hunters' 35-17 win over the Central Coast on Sunday. Newcastle Jets staff and players are out of pocket again after wage payments have been delayed for the 3rd time in 4 months. The club's employees are supposed to be paid on the 15th of every month, but after issuing a statement on Friday saying the payments will be processed Monday, the club has conceded they don't know when payments will be made. The situation has put Jets owner Nathan Tinkler on the brink of losing his A-League licence. That's sport. I'm Sarah Giuliano.
2NURFM news time is 2:05.